this is episode 29, which is a lot of me talking shit on the internet, isn't it? But, yeah.
What episode were we?
I don't know. You and Luke?
1.5.
20? No, it was quite... Because that was... I'd done a load of base camp and I was sick of trolling my gear back and forth.
Yeah.
And I was short for time, which is why we did it at my house with my big
Yeah,
dogs.
we did it at yours, yeah.
So,
Like you walking in going, what's going on here?
yeah, I'm good at that. She'll probably turn up here and be like, what's going on here?
She's walking, this is my house.
So yeah, hi Richie.
Hi Rick. Look, I did the mic thing. And you go like, hello.
Hello. We're here to talk about art and everything else in between, I guess.
Yeah.
Where are we?
So, we're in the Auxiliary Gallery.
Yeah.
So it's basically run by these wonderful two Irish people called Liam and Anna.
Yeah.
Came over a few years ago. It sounds really wrong, that's what I was going to say.
On a boat
came
when
over
the
on the
potato
ferry.
famine, yeah.
Sounds fucking wrong.
In
Sorry, Liam and Anna. I didn't
1870.
mean it like that. Yeah, Liam was studying his MA, so I think he just got involved. Fuck's sake.
Sorry.
Great start. Yeah, so these guys have just run it. They did the Middlesbrough Art Weekend.
Okay, yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they started that, got a shit ton of money, funding, did it a few years back.
Oh, sorry, they started it originally.
Yeah, these are the guys who established it, and I
Yeah.
think about 2016, and then I applied for it,
Yeah.
did it, got along with them like a house on fire because they're a bunch of really nice people.
Yeah.
Like, really professional, really sound, and they were just like, do you want to do the Stockton one?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll do the Stockton weekender. Stockton weekend, did the next Middlesbrough weekender.
Yeah.
And then they were like, look, we like you, good crack. Well, at least I think I'm good crack. Do you want to do your own show?
Yeah.
You know, we've got a big, massive space, so they bought this. Well, not bought it, like, got the, off the council and stuff
Yeah.
to run it. And then they were like, we're going to turn it into a gallery. Do you want to do it? It'd be a big thing I asked. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Do
Yeah.
it. And then that was supposed to be in March.
Right.
It didn't happen because Blade Runner event's happening
yeah.
next week. So like Your Work's Light and Space and all of that stuff. So maybe it tie in with that. So we pushed the show back to November.
So that's why they pulled it in. Yeah.
So now it's given me time to like really think and work on it. And then and the Auxiliary, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been skating around it as well.
Yeah. It's cool. Like you showed me around it. It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I'm definitely gonna have to speak to one of them about a potential podcast setup.
Yeah,
I'll give them some
definitely.
money. I just want somewhere to dump all my gear and be like,
Yeah.
this is like,
Isn't it?
like unlock the doors and just be like,
Yeah.
this is
Well, they give
what
me a key, so.
Yeah.
I'll copy it.
Yeah. I'll shop you a fiver.
Well, we're building up every week. Building a white space in there, that'd be like perfect little setup. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you want the industrial feel. But there's always stuff going on. There's like a gig going on this Friday.
Yeah.
It's Twisted Sister or something.
Right.
I don't know.
It can't be Twisted Sister.
No, that's that cock rock band, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Twisted something, I think. Twisted Daughter? I can't remember. I think it's a bit-
I know what you mean.
I think it's a little... No, Wild Daughter.
All right.
We're getting there. Sorry.
Who's putting them on? Do like Sad for Life or anyone put any stuff
I'm
on
not
here?
too sure.
All
I
right.
just know Liam and Anna like run events, and then obviously people approach them with things like Conversation and Paintings is happening around Middlesbrough soon, and I think
Yeah.
they're part of it. But then you've got all the other galleries, like you've got Bobby's gallery over there.
Okay.
With Pineapple Black, which is in the old new Look Star, so that sounds
Right,
so that's cool. So that you've just got that joining over there, so it makes a good little art trail,
Yeah.
platform down there. At the
Yeah,
station.
which is where I thought this was.
Rich, where are you?
Yeah.
30 seconds down the road. And you got that, then you got Blah Blah.
Yeah.
So it's like literally around here. It's wicked. It's going to
Yeah.
be a mini little art tub, or it is. That's
Yeah.
so cool art tub. So I really like it. But I think what they're doing here is quality. I think what Bobby's doing over there is awesome.
Yeah.
And obviously 10 Feet Tall's got Blah Blah and that. So
Yeah.
it's all spot on.
And it's kind of like, obviously, Mima's like,
Oh yeah, and then you got Mima. How can I forget?
yeah. Well,
You got that big one.
What's funny is Mima, I guess, like, and this is totally like, I mean, as I was talking before, like, my knowledge of art is limited. But Mima were like the cool kids on the block when it first kind of opened.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, what's this? Like, fancy art gallery. And now they're like the.
They're like corporate.
Yeah, they're like
conglomerate.
Asda.
Yeah, they're Asda.
And there's
Well,
all
this
these
is like
yeah,
Lidl.
yeah, these are all the like farm to table.
One stop.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one stop.
Yeah, one
of
stop
farms.
corner shop. Yeah, and it's like it's just cool. It's like it's really exciting. It reminds me of the music scene years ago.
Yeah.
You know when we had like Music Live and that. God rest its soul.
Yeah.
The greatest stories and comments. God rest their soul as well. Yeah, it just reminds me of that kind of like we had a mint music scene.
Yeah.
And it was like buzzing at times. Like
Yeah.
I feel like the art scene is now the thing that is taking over.
Yeah.
But bearing in mind, this is me probably being a little bit like out of the music knowledge. Probably still is an amazing music scene in Middlesbrough.
Yeah, and
You
there
probably
isn't.
much know. No, there isn't.
No.
Need raves on the go. But it has that like, I don't know, has that kind of feel like something's growing.
It's so like now, especially a lot more with my job. Like I see a lot more in terms of art, and it's definitely got vibes with it. I had a meeting with someone the other day. Who, I don't know if I'll be able to say who it was, but we were talking. They want to try and achieve like a similar thing with like the film, because their passion is film, and there's a couple of guys like trying to get off the ground. And as we were having the conversation, I was thinking, they're applying that kind of music scene model of like up and coming cool stuff to film, and it's obviously it's already happening with that, and that was one of the things that they mentioned, and it's a nice way to like look at it, you know what I mean, and to understand those vibes. But yeah, apart from Twisterella last week was amazing.
Is that Cuba?
No, it's I don't know, that's like Gathering Sounds or something. But Twisterella is like Henry Carden's multi-venue festival that happens around Middlesbrough once a year. But and I'm sure there's people out there. I mean, I don't know if they're probably listening to this actually, but like saying like, there's loads of cool bands in Middlesbrough, which there is. But I personally feel like the scene, in terms of like there being gigs on every week and like club nights putting on, there isn't much. Aaron Lythe's doing like, who runs a thing called a record label called Sad for Life. He's doing loads of cool stuff. It's kind of like him and Henry. But if they weren't there,
Was Henry part of it?
Henry's thing is Twisterella.
I
and
remember.
Henry still like puts on shows and stuff. So
yeah, because I see some stuff going out.
Yeah.
And like Chad's doing well with his band.
Yeah.
So,
Cape Club are doing well.
And Travis as well. Travis doing his solo thing, isn't he?
Yeah.
So there is some things out there.
Just me wrong.
You want to say?
You just proved me wrong.
Yeah, there is a music scene. We're just totally.
I feel
oblivious.
like it's a bit. There's still people championing it and doing it, but it's not like as organic as it was.
No.
Henry does an amazing job of like curating really cool bands. I think.
Yeah.
The stage I ran had some unbelievable bands, and every time I do Twisterella, I come home with like about 6 months worth of like new artists to check out.
Like recommendations and stuff.
I ended up with this like Dutch pop band on, like second on, called Ute. They were class. They were second on because we were playing another festival somewhere else. And we were just like stopping off.
Just travelling back.
And like super nice. And then I was listening in my car on the way here.
And you were like, it's lovely.
Yeah, it was dead nice. Dutch pop, you know what I mean? Can't miss it.
But I think maybe that's what Henry's appeal is. It's like with these guys, it's getting the right people in rather than just getting, like willy-nilly, just being like, right, I want this musician, I want this band, I want to have some impact, know. But I also want to give local people a chance as well.
Yeah.
So like Holly upstairs is from Ireland, so bringing her in.
Yeah.
And then bringing Tom and his mate from Newcastle, and like people establishing themselves. And then myself, who's obviously from this area.
Yeah.
But it's just maybe that's the thing, like trying to get the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and that in itself, like you say, it's kind of like builds that scene, I guess.
Yeah.
If you think of like putting like a lineup of bands on.
Yeah.
Like Riffs and your band, and like we were all friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that helps because you go to a gig and that, like, I know that my band's playing with your band or whatever, and even like
and Charlie will be messaging me going, "Can I borrow your bass cab?"
Yeah.
Bass lead.
Yeah. So it makes it easier, but B, you're like, all right, I'm basically I'm playing a gig, and sometimes playing a gig can be a bit of a drag, but you're like, if there's another band that you're friends with, you're like, fucking, like, how good is it on tour when you knew another, like, you'd be in Southampton and you knew that another band that you were friends with were going to be there.
Just be mad.
It's fucking wicked.
And everybody else, like people down south, are like,
it is like
one said enough is enough of them. Now there's another group of them just like nah.
I think we've just cracked the formula to make a new music scene. But anyway, back to
art.
Yeah, art.
Sorry, music is art. Yeah, music is art. It's creative art.
Yeah. So this obviously, I wasn't. I didn't realize that this is your whole like project on the 25th, which is a week on Friday, which this will be out by then.
So it's opening 25th.
Yeah. And is it just going to be your installation on show?
Well, it's gonna be 4 shows.
Okay.
So 4 separate like solo shows.
Yeah.
Which, to me, it's like, when I think about that, it's a bit like a lineup.
Yeah.
Back to music. So
It lasted a good 30 seconds. There
I'm in the,
off music,
yeah. The way I got put was, you're the headliner. So you're in the main gallery. I was like, I hate headlining. Like, I was like to be second last one. You always had the better audience, didn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's 4 separate solo shows on.
Right.
So I've got the main white space,
Yeah.
which works perfect because I work in just white. And then you've got a few other guys dotted around different spaces, you know, just logistically of what's possible.
Yeah.
But with me and mine, I always like to work bigger and better.
Yeah.
But this is like the first time I've worked on such a large scale. Like
Right.
when I was doing my
This is a
masters,
big space,
Yeah,
yeah.
like when I was doing my masters, like me and my mate Luke Jones from Barnsley Way, we had the top of our old uni, like
All right.
like studio space, and it was just me and him. And that was a massive space, but nobody, like the public wasn't coming in to look at it.
Right.
Until we did our like massive show, but that was like you were entitled to like 1 piece each. Even though my space was like 30 foot by 30 foot, you know, I built a room, you know, and he was like, I'll just do the same. But it was 1 piece of work, where this is 6, 7 pieces of work.
Yeah.
It's going to floor. It's absolutely massive. I've only had like 2 to 3 weeks to do it while still working. Whereas when I was doing my MA, you know, I
You're
was
still doing your MA?
No, I finished that.
Oh, right, sorry,
2015.
Okay. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I thought you
It's
were
alright.
doing it.
So that was the last time I saw it.
Probably, yeah.
But no, like I just, it's mad doing it on this scale. It's daunting. Like I've had some sleepless nights doing it.
Yeah.
And then but obviously I haven't had the time to do it. So I've literally waking up at 6, going to work at 7, going teaching kids how to do art, and then literally coming straight from York to here, leaving at 10 o'clock, going home, and then doing my research and writing for my PhD proposal. So it's just like, it's just non-stop. I'm absolutely burning myself out.
I'm like, not trying to like outdo you by any stretch of the imagination, but like I'm wrapping up some freelance projects at the minute. I've like finished one the other week, and today I ended up doing my first ever. It was like, I'm not going to go into details, but like back-to-back seminar, 2 2-hour sessions. And like the last time I did any sort of like lecturing was like 8 or 9 years ago, and afterwards I was exhausted, and I was like, fucking teachers, like I was like, I had uni students who like are receptive and like want they're spending a fair bit of money, so I was like teachers must be knackered by
we're
like
absolutely shattered. Like you know what I mean, like you're constantly talking, mostly on your feet all day, and then you're trying to get some people to like really work, some will engage in it, some won't engage in it, and you know, you just got that drive, and then like say finish here, commute for an hour, and then find that drive in myself to do it. It's just absolutely mad.
I find like it's obviously not an ideal way to live, but often the most like successful people tend to like have that, at least the ambition to like do it, you know what I mean? And like you make sacrifices, I'm sure. Like it'd be much easier to be sat on the couch with your girlfriend right now and just like hanging out drinking beers.
Yeah, like I haven't seen like Luke or Louis in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Luke's like losing his mind because
I've
he
seen
he hasn't got a gym partner. He's like, you know, he needs somebody to look stronger against, which you ain't. So yeah, you know, he's just like, I haven't seen my mates, so I was like sacrificing that and stuff, which sucks because I hate it.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just they understand that.
That you've got that passion.
And the missus as well. Like I haven't seen the missus like for a couple of weeks, but she understands as well. You know, like how things are and stuff. Yeah. And it pays off because you know this at the end of the day could be something.
Yeah,
you know, somebody could come along, the right person, and go, "This is awesome," or "This is complete shit," you know, and ruin my career.
You don't know till you have a go.
Yeah, exactly. So. But again, I always say it in a way. I'll tell you a little secret. I'm quite selfish with my art.
Okay.
It's all for me. It's for nobody else.
Yeah.
It's basically like, it's all for my research.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all to do with how I find out things and things work, things don't work, how people experience it.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm putting it in my own proposal and my ideas for later life. So, yeah, I let people enjoy it. They're basically basically guinea pigs. Yeah. If I'm going to say it like that.
How do you kind of like gauge that response?
That's the thing I've been trying to work out.
Okay. Because it's like, it'd feel weird giving them, you know, like, can you fill out a questionnaire, please?
This questionnaire.
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, I was talking to my colleague at work, Meg, the other day, and she's doing her PhD, and I was like stuck on this bit on proposal, like, how do I gather data? And that's always been a problem. I remember at uni, I was like, literally, I got in the science of light.
Okay.
So I was thinking like about red light and blue light, like being on the opposite waves of the spectrum, and how
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
massive
yeah.
effect on your body and cortisol levels and adrenaline glands. And I was like, oh, I could do like basically like a gathering of data,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
how
yeah.
people sit in rooms and how lights and measuring lights. I was going really into it.
Like affects the moods. and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that,
My lecturer was just like, nah, just don't do that at all. Might as well go do science lesson. I was like, all right, like anthropology and stuff. And just like, nah. So then obviously that.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? But
Yeah,
sorry.
it is. It's mint. It's crazy. And then like I was talking to my colleague Meg the other day, and she was like maybe like it isn't about the work in the end. Maybe the collecting data is about filming it, you know,
Yeah.
and just having like not hidden cameras, but cameras there and just seeing the reactions.
Yeah.
So then your outcome is actually what is on the camera rather than the actual work. The work is just a tool, which technically it is just a tool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
like how you.
But you'll
collect
have a
it,
recorded response at least.
Yeah. I mean, what I do really like to do in my past one of my shows is I like to just pretend I'm not the artist and like walk around. Like,
Yeah.
And just walking amongst people and just being like, see what people say in that, and some people
Like them glasses on
yeah,
with
and
the mustache.
just
and
like you know where 4 lions and just go, just go in. I went in with disguises. You couldn't see me. Yeah, just go in and see what people say, and
Yeah.
it's great because you see some people like just like shit. Like I remember one time when Luke did this Illuminated York, and this hippie lad just was like stood next to our work. He was like, "This is shit," and then just got his foot and kicked it. We were just like,
fuck
"Dick."
hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas other people are like, "Oh, this is great. Yeah, this is really engaging." Or some people are just like, oh, "Yeah, you know."
Yeah, it is. It exists.
Yeah. But the thing with my research is it's to do with this theory called the sublime.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the sublime?
No.
People use the term a lot. So
Yeah.
when you watch the footy and like, oh, that goal was sublime.
Yeah.
And I'm the one sitting on the TV going, no, it wasn't. Tweeting them there, going, you don't understand it. And then like his side like messages me going, like chasing me back and going, shut up, you asshole.
So I understood the word sublime as like amazing.
It's an old theory from like 1750. A guy called Edmund Burke made like this philosophical inquiry into it. And it's basically like, imagine you're looking out at the ocean. This is the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
You're looking at the ocean, and the ocean is massive. There's no ships on it, no nothing like that.
Okay.
There's no human kind of element to it. It's just nature. So you're looking at the ocean, and it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ridiculous. It looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. Even on a stormy day, it can look amazing. But when you think about it, the scale of the ocean
Yeah.
and the size of you, it's that element of a little bit of terror comes into you and a bit of fear of knowing that actually you're just literally a grain of sand compared to that ocean.
Okay.
It can swallow your whole.
Yeah.
There's sharks in it, for God's sake.
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
die.
yeah.
You could drown at any point. You go in a thunderstorm, choppy seas,
Yeah.
you could be dead. But at the same time, it's beautiful. It's a stunning thing. It's like looking at space or looking at a mountain range.
Yeah.
So it's that idea of being on like, imagine you're on a line and you're overwhelmed and happy, but terrified at the same time.
Yeah.
So how do you like find that out with light and space? So
Right.
that's what I'm really interested in.
So the theory of the sublime is that feeling basically.
Yeah, it's that feeling.
Yeah.
That is the sublime. And
Yeah.
there's different ones like the romantic sublime, and then there's things about aesthetics and beautiful sublime.
Okay.
And there's lots of different theories. Like a guy called Immanuel Kant came along, and he was a
I know
philosopher.
that name from something. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a really famous philosopher. A lot of people don't like him, but I love him because obviously
Yeah.
I'm awkward like that. And he basically took Burke's theory and was like, right, well, I see what you're saying, but actually I believe it comes down to like, you know, aesthetic judgments, or it comes down to beautiful judgments instead. And things are obviously subjective.
Yeah.
Not everybody can have a sublime experience, and
Yeah.
you can't always find one, and you can never go. If you go looking for one, you can never have one. So it gets really complex and complicated. So I'm like, some odd reason, I'm well into it.
Yeah.
Just trying to understand that
Yeah.
and put this in my work.
Yeah.
And then trying to, like, how do you go up to somebody and go, have you just had a sublime experience? And they're just like, what you want about? You know, I just saw some lights in space, you know, and some smoke. So that's all my research. So I don't know what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm just, like, you know what I mean? Like, how the hell is anybody supposed to find that? Like,
To capture that.
you know, like Turner, you know,
Yeah.
Turner's paintings and that. He was a sublime landscape painter.
Right.
Or there's somebody like Frederick Church. He was a sublime landscape painter. Or who else? think William Bradford was and stuff. It's
Yeah.
also like all in paintings from like 1800s,
Yeah.
where it was like really fashionable at the time, and it's just died off.
Yeah.
So how do you bring in a contemporary modern sense? So it's trying to refashion it and
Yeah.
rethink about it, and
It's funny that
bloody hard.
I was going to say it sounds almost impossible.
It is pretty much it is impossible.
I find that like that kind of feeling you're talking about, and especially like the sea is like a perfect example of it, because I find being like I love swimming, and I like nothing better than being in a warm country and swimming in the sea because of that feeling. Really, I didn't realise it had a name until 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But for me, I always thought it was like a bit of a headspace thing, because you're kind of like out there and you're right, it's beautiful and amazing, but you're kind of like, oh, if I like just stop, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You're dead. Yeah.
And like the vastness of it is almost like so hard to comprehend. But you're right, but it's beautiful, and I guess like sometimes I kind of like chase that a little bit,
Yeah.
because my head is usually going about like 9,000 revs every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes, and I've been to the beach in the past, or you know, you could call it like climbing is like a similar thing, I guess, in terms of like,
Yeah.
well, climbing is very similar, in fact, in that like rock climbing, especially outdoors, is like amazing and beautiful, but you know, one slip and you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
But the thing with it is, you've got to find a Goldilocks zone to it.
yeah,
So it's like, it's not too warm, it's not too cold. In a
Yeah.
sense. If you're rock climbing, you know you've got that safety harness. In a sense. Like you've got that line, but still, that line can still break and fall.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't want to be too scared, because if you're too scared, or too in fear and terror, it becomes just fear.
Yeah.
So it's about bringing it a little bit back, so it's just within arm's length. So it's like, you needed it. It's kind of, who said it?
Do you think it's similar to like flow state?
What do you mean by flow state? Like,
Do you understand the principle of being like in a flow state?
see, flow state for me would be teaching and keeping the flow in the lesson. Like,
Okay.
like the flow of the structure.
So, you're an artist. Have you ever been like totally consumed by your work, like when you're doing it, that
Yeah.
you are?
Or like kind of in the mood in a sense. Or,
You're almost not aware that playing music's a perfect example. So when you're playing bass, have you ever been on stage and you're totally
Just,
like
like,
locked
into it?
in? It's just
Yeah.
that's flow state.
Oh, right, yeah,
So
yeah.
it applies to like sports, music, like everything. And once you kind of get into flow state, it's amazing.
I'm just thinking Keanu Reeves in The Matrix.
It's very.
Neo.
You can't force yourself to be in flow.
Yeah.
Because
Just
you're aware of it, and
yeah.
the second you're aware of being in flow state, you pull yourself out of it.
Yeah.
So
That's a good way to put it.
it sounds like a
Analogy,
really
yeah.
similar in terms of like effect. You
Yeah.
know, like I guess it's probably like bigger and more of like an emotional feeling, but you're probably in that flow state as well, because you're kind of just letting it all like consume you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do. You let it consume you, because you, like you say, you can't find it. If you go
Yeah.
for that float state, you're never going to get in it.
Yeah.
If you go to find that sublime experience, you're never going to get it.
Yes.
You know, it has to, in a weird way, find you
Yeah.
naturally.
Unless you take mushrooms.
Unless you take those certain and hey, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know what
That'll
happens.
fucking boot you right down into that sublime
Wow.
state. But yeah. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah.
But yeah, it is. It's like people like John Addison and Joseph Addison, sorry, and John Dennis, like 1700s, used to go like explore. They used to be explorers of Europe
Okay.
and stuff, and they got amazing books. And they went looking for it, and
Yeah.
loads of other people went looking for it, but a lot of people died looking for it because it is that dangerous in a
Yeah.
sense. But I don't want people coming in here and dying. I mean, oh my god, fluorescent light.
But I guess you're trying to invoke like an experience in them. That,
Yeah, that's exactly what it's an experience. It's kind of like, so obviously it's playing now, and this is going to be filled with lots and lots of smoke.
Yeah.
So the smoke kind of is it makes everything obscure. So it's an obscurity towards the space,
Yeah.
and obviously everything's white and it's white light. Then people have this kind of state of lostness. They lose
Yeah.
perception of space. You know, it kind of gives them that kind of fear then of, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
But they know where they am, so they've given them that safe zone again.
Yeah.
But they're losing it, and kind of, they're not exactly with it. And obviously certain spaces like the corridor is going to be super skinny, so
Yeah.
and it's going to restrict them, and it's going to be really long. So obviously that's going to be like, it's kind of like, it's enticing somebody. You know, it's like you're building and building and building and building, but you never get to that point of like climax in a sense. You're just kind of on the, you know, the edge. And it's that kind of keeping them involved, keeping them engaged, and then getting them to like release in a sense when they leave the space. So it's having that feeling inside it. It's not going to work for everybody. But it's trying to.
It's like a level of tension, isn't it? That, like,
basically. So that's that kind of weird, sublime, kind of you're on the balance type thing.
Okay.
But like you say, not everybody's going to have it. So when you come, you can find out and let me know. Richard.
I'm aware of it now, though.
I'm going to be like, oh no.
Forget everything that we talked about.
Maybe we're going to have to put this podcast afterwards.
I mean, I have a terrible memory, so I'll be like, oh, this is amazing, this is sublime. And I'll be like, hang on.
My colleagues at work, Liz and Meg, are going to be like, they know what it is. They keep winding me up. Past few weeks, I've just been like, you have an exhibition. It's on the Sublime. It's on the Sublime. It's on the Sublime. I don't know. Is it on the Sublime? I'm like, shut up.
So you mentioned earlier that you always work in white.
Yeah.
Is there any particular reason behind it?
Well, I used to work in black.
Yeah.
One of the reasons.
A
lot of people didn't give me shows.
That's a bit
when I first started. I
said were a lot of people walking in walls and
stuff.
stuff.
I thought you said people walking in the door. I was like, what? The doors are just anybody walking. They're unlocked. People were like, I worked in black, and people were just like, I'd always be like, in my
because you used a lot of like interest in light.
I used to use like colours and stuff. Like I always remember my lecturer Roddy was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, sick, you know. I was like, it's like the basic way to find a practice is come up with a stupid idea.
Right.
I was like, well,
plenty of them.
You just look at me. And I was like, well, let's put electricity with water.
Yeah.
So I started mixing electricity and water. And it was just like, you idiot. But it worked. And it got me shows. But I started doing it in black spaces.
How did you, like, what were you doing?
Like, I wasn't physically dipping the light in, but the way, like, I made tanks.
Yeah.
And I flooded a lot of spaces. I remember flooding my uni space. It's just ridiculous.
Just reminded me of something else, but yeah.
Yeah, that's how it. And I'd like fill these tanks, but the way I built the boxes where the lights would sit, it would reflect off the water, but you could not see where the water ended. So secretly, the water ended like an inch or two from the electrics.
Okay.
But it had the idea that, you know,
the
electricity in colour was floating in the water.
Right.
So I stripped that back, so like the water went, and basically smoke's appeared now instead. So it's like this volume. So it's like trying to, because light is immaterial. You know, you can't grasp it. It's not tangible. So having something to grasp it is like smoke or water, something to give it a kind of substance.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's like how it's developed. But yeah, I was working in black, and I remember working in one space, and some guy went mental at me, put him a proposal, and everything started painting, and it turned out it was a listed building.
Oh no way!
Just insane. He was an asshole. I was just like, chill, mate, and he just stormed off. I was like, dick. I was like, I need to stop. But no, my research just literally just started taking it. Like, I started like curving spaces.
Yeah.
And bending things and trying to figure out again, like when I got into the science of it, like what light works best. And then a few years I started realising that white is just so clinical and so pure. And that when you put in like light onto it, it bends and moves really well.
Okay.
Whereas colour, it was just, people are more interested in the actual colour itself and the kind of,
like attributing that to maybe too much towards the art form itself.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, it looks pretty, you know, rather than it was just like, it wasn't giving what I wanted to do. So I was like, let's just try and experience, like try and engage with different, you know, just one colour, which is the white, and obviously in colour with the space, and just fuck with people, basically, you know, like really, that's how it started to happen. Yeah. I do miss using colour. Yeah. But again, if I'm honest,
sounds like it was like too much of a detractor. So people were focusing so much on
if I did public shows, it'd have nothing to do with my research. Yeah. It would just be, like I was saying earlier, it would just be for looking pretty and to, you know, get my name out a bit more. Yeah. Because obviously if you look at light's quite fashionable. You look at obviously social media and Instagram, everybody's like, you just had these light, like I can't stand any of that sort of work, if I'm honest. Even being a light artist. Yeah, it's good in its own sense, and it's a bit hypocritical of me to be like, I don't like light art. I just think it's art for art's sake. It has no value. Yeah, it's probably wrong in a sense to say that, because I know fine well, obviously I've researched some of it, and it does have a value to them. Yeah. But for me, I don't want to sound like a dick, right? But I know I'm coming across as a dick. It doesn't have that, like, you know, something more than somebody's made some angel wings out of lights and you stand under it with a halo. Like, as I saw that piece on the news, as I'm using an example, and for me that's just that has no,
Yeah.
you know,
No substance.
yeah, no substance for me. Obviously, it makes people happy, so it makes the public happy, and they enjoy it. So that, and again, it does have a purpose for that.
Yeah.
But from my
It's very
point,
Instagrammable, isn't it?
yeah, that's
You
what
can
it is.
picture
That's how I
already.
see a lot of art. It's very, it's just for fashion, for social
Yeah.
media fashion, to look cool and pretty.
Yeah.
I get that, but for me, it's not my thing.
It'd be very hard to capture what you're doing in an Instagram post.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't kind of get across like a feeling.
Yeah, hence why I have no likes. People don't get it. Put a coloured light out in a cool little like geometric shape. Somebody gets a lovely picture next to it, and they're like, oh, that's cool as.
Yeah.
Put a white light in a white space with loads of smoke. Shit, that doesn't look cool. Nobody's gonna like that.
It's just hard to capture, I think. Yeah.
But that goes back to me being really like selfish in a sense when it comes to art. I'm doing it for research. At the end of the day, I'm not here to do it for likes and you know, to make my social media. Yes, I would love to be known and recognised for it.
Yeah.
And to be that person that works in this kind of way and works with the sublime and stuff. But I understand that's a hard thing to do, you know?
I think long term, it might feel like it's like an uphill battle, but kind of like your work will speak for itself, and you'll like the recognition will come from the work. And
maybe that kind of audience, you know, I'm not aiming for that social media audience at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm aiming for the audience that works in this kind of set.
Yeah.
So you could say like an academic kind of
Yeah.
sense that, you know, them ways I'm working
Yeah.
that way on the academia. But then it's working with the people like Liam and Anna who recognise my work, who are, you know, curators.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of successful people out there that don't have a Facebook or an Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you like, oh, who's that? And this is like, so. Do you know if like there's like a YouTuber? Well, it's much more than that. It's an entrepreneur called Gary Vaynerchuk.
Nah.
I mean, like in terms of like entrepreneurial bloggers, he's probably like number one.
Right.
And he has lots of successful companies, but he puts out like daily like vlogs about what he's been up to, what he's been doing. Essentially, he's followed around by a camera crew and gives out loads of cool free advice. Like net worth, I think is something like $5 million or something
Just
like that.
from blogging.
Well, no, like from businesses he's
Oh,
built
right,
up.
sorry,
He's got like a pretty cool story of like what he did initially, and he just started
Sell
documenting
his
it.
pen.
But everyone goes, oh, like this guy is like the be all and end all of like entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
But there is entrepreneurs out there worth hundreds of millions
It's
that
just
just,
like Wolf of Wall Street style in a sense, yeah.
but they don't have
That was illegal. But
because they don't have a social media.
Yeah, they can't.
People just don't presume that they exist almost.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Because they're not visible, and it's like it's maybe like a similar thing to that. Whereas like I'm sure there's artists out there whose stuff looks very cool and they've got thousands of likes on social media, but
it gets a bit frustrating though, because when I was looking at it, I was looking at something the other day, like I was just flicking through social media, and I saw like an image of like somebody I was following, and it was them in like a space of smoke and light, and it was yellow light, and I just sat there and I just went, fuck's sake. And I was like asking her like, who did that? And it was like, turned out to be Olaf Elison, who's like a massive light artist,
Okay.
very famous. But I didn't know when the work was made, so I don't know somebody, I can't remember who it was. When I made a piece like for part of like the MA show, but I wasn't like the end piece. It was like a white space with like coloured lights in it and smoke, and I was like, this is brilliant. And then a year later, like a popular artist did the same thing, and I'm not saying like, hey, she came along and went, oh my god, like Instagram, like, look at that guy doing, I'll steal that idea.
Yeah.
No, obviously not. It's just by chance it happens.
yeah.
But it's when you're flicking down and you just see it and you just go, fuck. And it makes you want to quit. It really makes you want to stop and like go, what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like I saw that last week and I was just thinking, people are going to compare my work. They're going to see me as a kind of copycat because I'm not at that point where it's there at that point.
Yeah.
And that's very frustrating because you don't know what other people are doing. You know, you're doing what you are researching, what you're led towards. So social media kind of opens things up to you, but it also can really, really piss you off.
Yeah. I think that applies to any sort of creative
Music
industry.
as well.
Yeah. I just hearing you say like, oh yeah, it makes you want to quit reminds me of working with tattoo artists, and them like once a week they'd like show me something on Instagram from an artist that they idolise, and they'd be like, I'm fucking packing in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They'd be like, I will never be that, let alone like if I hone my craft for the next 3-4 years or whatever. They'd just be like, how did I? And you know, I've done it with filmmakers and stuff before, and you know, you go to cinema, you watch something like amazing, and you go, Like,
Just
I did that.
I know, like, you must have made the joke last week. I invented that. Filmed it the other week.
Yeah. Well,
Somebody
no,
put it on
but I mean, in terms of like
Yeah,
concepts, I've like Johnny Grant, who's obviously has had plenty of success with the film industry.
Yeah, he's
I've
doing well.
texted him multiple times
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I've been like literally 30 pages into a screenplay, and then a film's come out, and I've texted Johnny saying they've just took my idea. It's not my idea.
Yeah.
Took that idea and made it so good that I'm like, oh fuck it.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, I'm just going to go work at Tesco's or something like that, you know, for the
Yeah.
rest of my life and be happy.
Yeah. The funny thing is with screenplays is that like if I then finished it, the reality, if it ever got made, it'd probably be 4 or 5 years down the line anyway. At which point everyone would have forgotten
Yeah,
that
exactly,
film that I'm
would have
comparing
forgot
myself
about
to, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But you still have that. Oh fuck me, delete.
Yeah, it is a case of like, yeah, you just want to smash everything up and just be like, I'm bothered, I'll just write something instead. But then
Yeah.
you probably write something and then somebody else has probably done it, so
Yeah.
I wrote the same thing. But it's frustrating, but it's just the way it is, you know. But that's why I think as well, with my research into Sublime, yeah, there is people doing it,
Yeah.
but when I look for it, I can't seem to find it.
Yeah.
So that makes me a little bit like, oh, right, I'm looking at somebody in Sublime and Light
Yeah.
in space. You could be like, oh, well, he's doing a bit like James Turrell, but actually, James Turrell's not focusing on the Sublime.
Yeah.
You know, the way Richard Alloway is focusing on Sublime. So that separates me in that sense.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
it could
yeah.
be like, you know, Rick Baker's looking at this type of like writing and screenplay, whereas this person is also doing it,
Yeah.
but has that little edge, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
It's having that kind of faith in your work, I suppose,
Yeah.
as well, in the back of your mind. You keep telling yourself like, it's fine, you know.
Yeah.
It's not the end. You are your own, like, in yourself, little individual self. But,
I think definitely if you're looking for it and you can't quite find it in a world where if something exists, it's pretty easy to find it. I think you're probably onto something. It's a similar like with businesses, and like I've attempted many things at the past, but like generally the stuff I've had a decent crack at is something where I've tried to. I've like had a need for like something, you know what I mean? Like, ages and ages ago I started like a mail order. When you do jiu-jitsu, your fingers get fucked, so people
Right.
tape the fingers.
Yeah.
So I started like a mail order tape thing, where like every month, because what happened was I'd run out of tape. I'm like, fucking, I've got to order it again. I thought,
Yeah.
if this came every month, that'd be really handy. You know,
Yeah.
bing, right, let's do that. Turns out the profit margins are about 5 pence per like 10,000 units. So I
like
was
that eBay thing where you order something for 99p and it's free delivery, and you're like, how do they actually make money on
Yeah,
it?
exactly. Yeah. They make money by selling 100 million of them, and I was like, I can't buy 100 million rolls of tape. So anyway,
Yeah, Lottie'd be happy with that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but you kind of I guess it makes it relevant, especially in your case with the art, because if it doesn't exist, you're exploring new territory.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Well, it's a thing like, that's what I've got to do to prove to be able to get a PhD is
a PhD is
finding a gap
It's a
in
new
knowledge.
space,
So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, where is the, like, how are you going to contribute to world knowledge,
yeah,
basically?
yeah,
It's just
exactly,
like,
yeah.
fuck no, but I'm going to try and contribute somehow.
Yeah.
And it's finding that gap and finding that market in a sense. Like, you trying to find a market to sell something, to come up with something, me trying to find a market to prove something, in
Yeah.
a sense. And it's difficult. But you've also got to be open and honest about it as well, I've noticed. You've got to accept, you've got to say to people, I understand that this is out there.
Yeah.
Okay? This is here, that's there. That can be quite classed as similar as mine, but mine is this,
Yeah.
and this is where mine is going, type thing. So you've got to do it like that.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, it's just been, it's understanding it, and it's mad when you think about it, when you actually go, Christ, I'm trying to like create new knowledge. It freaks me out. Like,
Yeah.
like I think about, like, I get to the point where I think, Christ, like, the idea of me doing MA at first was like, oh, don't be daft.
Yeah.
Me trying to do, like, applying to do a PhD is absolutely insane. And then me figuring out actually a PhD, like,
Yeah.
is bringing new knowledge to the world.
Yeah.
Is absolutely bananas.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you've spent 4 years kind of refining that,
Yeah.
that is
And not to know that
Ex-
I've actually even made
yeah,
I've
exactly.
got it,
Yeah,
but I will
yeah,
keep
yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
But it's also as well, like, I've done 7 years at university, and over
Yeah.
like 4 at college, and then obviously your senior
7,
school.
is that including like teaching stuff as well?
Yeah, that was my teaching degree. masters and BA. So there's all that. So it's all just, it's all mental when you think about it. But if you persevere, like you say, it will come about. But it's the idea of it, and that again, it's quite overwhelming. You just think, nah, that's for smart people, not Richard Alloway who likes to get drunk every weekend. Stage dive and go crazy.
I think like I'd quite like a masters, and I think I'm gonna do one. Just
totally
to be like, oh, I got a masters. Like,
just collect for the letters.
Yeah.
Just letters on the end of your name. That's all I'm doing it for. On certificates. Have you seen my photos? all my degree photos. I've been doing like subliminal messages in it. So every time I hold it, you know, the certificate.
Yeah.
So like, I've got like a 0. I've got a 0 for 1. So like, you know, like that. The 2 and the 3.
Right.
So on the thingy, like it just looks like I've got weird hands anyway. But just to know, it just looks like I've got weird fingers. Like
you can say like doing like gang signs or something, like secretly holding it with like a whoop. You know what I mean?
Get shot when I get out. Yeah. No, so I'm hoping I'll have a 4th one at some point, and that'll be it. And then I'm just gonna burn everything.
I need to have a graduation because I didn't go up mine because I was like, I'm not asked. Yeah, and
it's a weird feeling.
My nana's got everybody like in the family that has ever got a degree has like sent her a picture, and she's just got like everyone, and there's just a gap.
Is it kind of like, how can I describe it? I've seen Harry Potter. I'll bring in something I know, something geeky.
Yeah.
Wait, he's a prisoner. Is it Prisoner of Azkaban? Not Prisoner of Azkaban. I don't know, one of them later on.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is terrible. I've forgotten already. This is shocking. Harry Potter fans are going to kill me. I've got a tattoo and I can't even remember the film names. It's like a moment where there's like all the family tree like pictures, and then there's like one just empty.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
Yeah.
Like scratched out. Like
or
TBC, like to be confirmed.
Yeah. I always said like she was fuming, and I always said, I was like, 1 year I'll Photoshop it when I can be bothered. And you just, like, I'll just print you one out.
He's good at that.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's been time like Lottie's had 2 graduations now.
Yeah, she has.
And I've been like, oh, can I just
put it
do
on?
us a favour?
Just lend it.
Yeah. But I thought actually when I get a masters it'd be better because then I'll have a better hat than everyone. So I'll be like,
say that, but you don't get a better hat from Emma.
Oh, don't you?
It's a gown.
Did you get a better? Yeah, right. Okay.
But you can't tell the difference. It's like,
especially because they'll all be from different universities.
it's the sleeves.
I thought it was like the thing.
Oh, and that as well, yeah. I know it has like
yeah.
an extra like thingy in the folds different or something. It might be different, like say for unis, but yeah. And then the PhD is like,
mate, that's
weird hat.
It's like bells on it and shit.
Yeah. It's expensive though. It's like 70 quid to write out a gown.
Yeah.
So if you do it, buy one just in case you want to use it later on in life.
For your PhD.
Yeah, because my school, they make us wear gowns, like, because, you know, it's a fancy school.
Yeah.
They make us wear gowns every so often, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and I graduate from
part
it.
of the alumni.
You what, sir?
If you're part of the alumni.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's just like, they just make you
staff.
wear it, staff as well, like
Right.
to-dos and that, and I'm like, I literally just did my MA graduation, and then I found out I needed a gown, and I was like,
You're fucking kidding me.
I paid 70 quid to hire it when I could have just bought it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I just made one.
I mean, you can make one out of a bed sheet, really. You know,
Really,
like,
yeah.
if you
Black
can
and
even
bag,
do.
classic Halloween costume.
Exactly.
Paint some colours on it. But yeah, I don't know. I think with graduating it's worth it because it's overwhelming in a sense. Like I was sat in York Minster for like 2 of mine. I'm just sat there like a little bit tearful, like, done it. This is insane, and all these people are here, and you're just like, it's mad. But
I was quite, and I don't mean to slag off my old university, because once I graduated, they actually helped me out a lot, and I ended up being able to freelance for like quite a long time based on work that I got through the university. But like at the time, I was quite embittered. I didn't really like my course, and my final year project was like all right, but I was like, by it got to that point where there was like me and maybe 2 other lads on the course by 3rd year. Everybody else had just dropped out or changed course and stuff. So I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm gonna go in a room full of people that I don't know.
Yeah.
And, I mean, now I'd be like, oh, like I should have done it, but
it's one of those things. Though, back then, like you moved saying, like, I remember people just not turning up to stuff. Because they don't want to. You know, sometimes they go over things. Oh no, sometimes they're just like, I've done my thing. I don't need all the pomp, you know, from it. You know, but it's just a way of, I think, you know, closing things off.
Yeah,
and that
definitely. Yeah, that's that's a good way.
And you get to meet funny celebrities. Like I met David Bradley from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Walder Frey.
Yeah.
He was just like, I think he was more happy to see us than he would for me to see him. I was like, oh, Walder, and he was like, yeah. I didn't call him Walder actually. I think I called him Finch from Harry Potter again. Yeah. Filth, sorry, not
Yeah,
Finch,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a great band.
Yeah, it's a good band.
But yeah, like stuff like that. So you get to obviously meet people and be like, oh, that's cool for like 10
Yeah.
seconds. But
Well, I think I had like a romanticised like Harry Potter-esque vision of. I thought when I got to university, it's gonna be like, you know, when you got to Oxford and you're like, oh my god, I'm surrounded by like
floating candles,
potential
ghosts.
paintings that move.
yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
watch ya.
But no, like I thought like influential like people that went here and then I just went and I was like, oh, you just sit in a lab on a Mac. I was like, I do this at home.
And you basically never really like see anybody.
But I did
It's-
technical degrees. So it's my fault. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a weird one. It's like you just got to. Well, it's like you gotta have that independence and know how to do things
Yeah.
on your own, like and understand that. I tell my students, I go, look, you will appreciate this help now, but when it comes to university, yeah, you'll get the help, but you'll be a person amongst hundreds of people for an hour's seminar,
Yeah.
maybe 3 times a week, and that is it. You got to do all that and guide
Yeah.
yourself. And I think that's how it helped with this as well, to understand, to be independent and
Yeah.
to have that motivation to do things. Because if not, like, if I was just like a lazy student or whatever, this wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be having the balls to actually come and make all this
Yeah,
stuff. You'd
yeah.
just be like, yeah, see, it does help you in a sense. It gives you
Yeah.
that kind of like push. But I'd say one thing that definitely helped me was being in that band,
yeah,
learning from. I see this as my solo career now,
yeah.
and the band was the thingy.
Yeah.
I think I'm Robbie Williams from Take That.
Yeah.
I think that has helped me, like watching Martin and Ash and how they like dealt with things
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff, and like we figured out how to be like, we're gonna start promoters work, we're gonna start you work,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
yeah.
taller than other people, and like not being like being professional and being
Yeah.
like, you want me this time,
How
you
to
want me
present
that,
yourself
yeah,
and-
how to be like that, how to act, how
Always
to
got
get
your
things
gear,
done.
your,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your sound checks on time.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
But also
yeah.
helping other people out. But again, looking after yourself. And it's just, I think that's really helped me. And then like, it's put me in a position of confidence.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I say, now I'm just like on my own, doing my own thing.
Yeah.
In a sense. And I think it's great. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's funny, like I learned a lot kind of when race just dissipated, in that and people might love or hate this, but like Wraiths didn't really work very hard, and we got like a decent level of success.
Yeah.
In that, but we were very, like we packaged ourselves very well professionally. So like our first ever gig was in Newcastle, and we built up like a ton of hype before we'd even like put a song out based on imagery, and like our marketing was pretty clever, and that's kind of what got us to the dance. But then in terms of like when say the hard work, I mean Charlton wrote a lot of the music, so he's probably fucking swearing at me if he's listening to this. But like so me personally, like I didn't strive to be like loads better on drums or like for the songs.
Yeah, like develop yourself.
Yeah,
Challenge
like
yourself.
now I like, like it's that never-ending search for perfection with like projects. And like I heard a saying ages ago, which was like, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Which I'm kind of like, so now if I'm doing like the smallest thing, I'm like, well, just do it right. Don't like, because that affects the big projects.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? If you do something, if it's a podcast, tweak the audio, have a listen to it, make sure it's, you know what I mean? And that, but I didn't do that with Race, basically is what I'm saying. And then like what that led to me doing, and that like realization afterwards was almost like I was kicking myself, because I thought, imagine if we probably applied ourselves at like 30-40%.
Be like superstars.
Well, yeah, imagine if I just fucking went balls to the wall, 90%, just thought like, this is what I want to fucking do. But having said that, if I hadn't, but I had to learn that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to put yourself in that mindset to do it. And
Yeah.
But like when you're saying, when you're in that kind of flow again, like when you're in it, you're just in it. You're not really developing. You just surrounded by your own kind of like
A lot
wall
of
of
times
stuff.
things are happening, aren't they?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You've got
But
a gig, you've got a gig,
you're
you've
not
got a
thinking,
gig,
right, I'm
writing.
going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you're just, and also just trying to enjoy it.
Yeah,
You know,
which
you
is-
don't
yeah.
want to be sat there going, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to explore this. Like I try and tell my students that, I'm like, I want you to get the best grades you can possibly get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to develop your work. I want you to be confident in what you're doing now. So like say like making music, enjoying what you're doing, or like say like having to tweak things. You don't have to tweak everything all the time.
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
have to understand it, be confident with it, and then maybe start pushing it on.
Yeah.
And start pushing yourself to the
let it
next grade,
exist
the next
and
grade.
just-
On the next level of just doing it. So it is just, it's understanding that.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
being in a safe space and then going, right, what can I do next?
Yeah.
you know.
It's funny that learning curve thing, like, just because you guys probably like paved the way for us in terms of like setting a bit of a standard for like local bands and going, yeah, we can, like, you guys had some like, oh yeah, I was just saying, like, musically, I think you guys helped pave the way for us in terms of that thing we were saying about like presenting yourself professionally and how to have an image and showing that you can get kind of like a certain level of success. Well, yeah.
I always find that, like, as I was saying to you earlier, like when I was go to exhibitions and stuff, be yourself, but have some professional, you know, dignity about it. You know, at the end of the day, you're promoting yourself. You really want to do well. You want to make contact with people. But you don't want to, you know, again, it's find that balance of you don't want to be maybe too much of yourself, you know, because you can sometimes act like an asshole, slip up. But then you don't want to be just like, oh, like, oh, yeah, I do this, blah, 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 blah. You know, you just need to find the right balance.
Social awareness, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. Don't get pissed. Too pissed. Get pissed. I struggle with that. Too pissed.
We have, I do with lots of like students and graduates, and one of the main things I find that a lot of the times, and I find myself telling a lot of people this, is that a lot of times the skill level will be really high in terms of being able to do whatever it is we need to do, you know, like 3D modelling, making a film or whatever. But what they're lacking is like life skills sometimes.
God, yeah.
And just being able to go out and talk to people and you know, like. But I think, you know, like, we had like a really cool like road education of like what. You were a skateboarder as well, which I think was a big part of me, like, growing up and developing and figuring out social situations, like...
Yeah, like, people are just getting absolutely arsey with you because you're just, like, you know, jumping down a 6 like, and they're in front of you.
How to navigate that. I remember getting in fights, like, being, like, 13, 14.
Yeah, with the chaps and stuff, with the chaps scene was out,
But then figuring out that some were cool and just, like, that social, like, awareness.
Yeah, and you didn't, obviously, you had, like, the Nokia whatever phone out, but it had Snake on and not... Instagram didn't exist, Facebook didn't exist, MySpace didn't exist, Bebo and all that didn't exist. We were engaging with each other. I think we just timed it right.
Totally.
Probably, I think we were at the age where, maybe a few years below, just got it right, where now, not everybody obviously, but everybody's just so, you know, into it.
I think, but yeah, I just, those like social skills are probably paid off more in life than my actual physical, you know what I mean? The shit I can do. So
stuff you paid 20 odd grand for.
Exactly.
Academic stuff. But it does. It gets you into positions where it can really benefit you. You know. It's about having the confidence, but it's about taking that leap. And if you don't take it, then you're gonna, you know, you might have you probably will have a good life and enjoy things. But sometimes when you really want to strive and do something, you've just got to go, right, what do I know? How can I do it? Who do I know? How can they help me? And try to get you where you want to be. You know, I think that's the way to do it.
Do you envy, like, that's a really nice way to end the podcast, but I'm just gonna keep talking. Do you, like,
it could have been like.
And sometimes I like go you were saying about just like people that just work in Tesco and like stack shelves. I'm like, I wish that I could just. This is my lot in life. This is what I do. I go home and watch horror. And tell you.
Like, I worked at HMV for 8 years. The Stockton lot were honestly the nicest bunch of people I ever worked for. And you found so much stuff, and it was like Empire Records, the film. And it was like Community. Just unfortunately, Liv Tyler wasn't there, because if she was. And I wouldn't have got any work done. But you know what I mean? Like, it was like that kind of feel of like every community. We were like so small, like we were like one of the smallest stores in the country, and it was just like cool thing. And that was so cool. And I think back to that. It was funny enough. I was thinking about it the other day. I was thinking that was such a good time. You know, like band was going on, a bit of uni and stuff. You know, I had this kind of little bit of a 4-day-a-week work job. I had some money. You know, I had way less money than I do now. For some reason. I could afford life then.
What the fuck?
Don't get that. So guys, just fucking stay in your little job. You'll be happy. You'll be able to afford stuff.
Live with your parents.
Don't be fine. But it was just like, that was cool, you know. I get the bus to work, the bus back. I'd moan about work and stuff. Go to work, hungover, absolute mess, do a gig, whatever. But it was great. And now it's like, I'm striving to, obviously, I always wanted to be a teacher and that, and I'm in that position with degrees and blah, 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 blah. Absolutely incredible. Parents are like, so proud, or whatever, and you're like, I'm proud of myself. But at the same time, you're like,
life was easier.
It's hard, like, you know, this is hard, and like now things are way harder. But it can't be like that, unfortunately. You know, it's just, it is, but then you think, well, actually, we've been lucky to be in that position of just enjoying those times and they were great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now you're at a point where you're successful, you know, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like, hey, you major success, or you might be major success, you know, or you're little success.
Yeah.
You've done what you've set out to do,
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah.
Maybe not completed,
No.
but you know, things are getting there, but yeah, HMV was quality. Love that.
Nice one. So, 25th of October, it's open to the public?
Over the public.
Yeah.
Preview is, next Friday.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't even remember the time it opens. I actually said to Esan, I was like, can I not go? Can I not go on my own show? I've actually got parents' evening that night.
No way.
I've actually got parents' evening. So I'm supposed to be there talking to parents, but I asked my boss, like, can I please have it off? She's like, yeah, you got to pick it up. And I was like, I'm so sorry. She was like, I understand. But yeah, it's next week. I'm sure it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I want to say 6 o'clock. I will be here somewhere. I'll be hiding, listening
Yeah,
out
yeah,
for
yeah.
people,
Pretending
you know,
that it's
creeping
not
about.
your actual,
yeah, just wearing a mustache.
Yeah. Is it just the one night?
No, so it runs till the 8th of November.
Wicked.
So it's going to be, so the whole Blade Runner thing's going on, I think.
Yeah.
Someone actually base camp, I think, this weekend, like a preview thing.
All right, okay.
I wanted to go to, I think it's, oh no, it was last weekend. Last weekend I missed out on it. I was going.
Yeah.
And I know that opens on the 7th.
Yeah.
So it's going to kind of like, my show's going to happen, and then
gonna
the
lead
Blade Runner
into-
thing leads into that. So it's going to be a nice flow
Nice.
of stuff. But yeah, it's going to be on, I think it's open 12 to 4 every day apart from Sunday.
Yeah.
It's free in, you know.
Yeah.
It's going to be curated. I obviously won't be there every day, but you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I'll be about so people can come and chat,
Yeah.
find out. I'll just listen to this podcast and then decide I don't need to go on. Look at that, I ain't got that sound. Or just follow me on Instagram because I keep posting stuff up and I think the guys are like, will you stop posting stuff up? We need to keep this more of a secret.
Hey, keep it secret. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right. But yeah, like there's a bar and everything. The preview night's always good fun.
Yeah.
We'll go out afterwards, as you do.
Wicked.
So
Nice
that's it,
one.
really. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Come and then, God knows when I'm doing something else. Probably in another year or two.
Yeah. Nice one.
Sound
Look
man.
forward to it.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
You better be, because if you're not, we're not friends. Everyone's going to be there. I hope everyone's there. But if
Yeah.
you're not, it doesn't matter. I know things get out. But yeah, like Leeson, I saw Leeson the other weekend. Comes down with the missus and other
Nice.
people. And,
Oh,
that.
wicked.
And so I think it's going to be a good
Yeah.
gathering of us lot with new audience.
Yeah.
Actually, one last thing. This is actually I always find really funny. Like growing up, like I had the band, like our side,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
our you lot, you guys, you lot.
Yeah.
And you guys, but I had my art side, and nobody ever mingled.
Yeah.
Like together, because like it was in York, and you guys were up here, and
Yeah.
nobody ever knew. And I always find it strange that it's still
like
separate.
separation, yeah.
I think there's
Yeah.
only like I brought Luke to a show a couple of weeks ago, and he
Yeah.
was like, "I'm so glad you brought me here. This was like amazing. I want to
Yeah.
be like more into
Do you know
that."
what? I seen it and I was like, oh, well, I'll go to that next
Yeah.
time. There's something on you. know
But
what I
maybe
mean?
that's me for my bad of being like, you know,
Oh,
I should
no,
get
no,
you
no.
more.
Yeah.
But then I do, and then like Lisa and others like, fuck, go that
No,
shit
fuck
for
it.
just
Yeah,
lights
yeah.
in a space, you know.
Doing your
Oh,
fucking
do
lights.
that, yeah, shit, you know. Just like it's weird, and then you actually go and you're like, actually, it's mad. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's absolute shit, and people are absolutely bonkers. And I go, what am I doing in this space? And then I just go on the group lads chat, and I just think, fuck it, we're all bonkers.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's a dark place,
Mad.
that chat, as they all are. But yeah, nice one.
Sound?
So,
Cheers, man.
yeah, I'll be here next week, so will you, hopefully. Whoever they are, whoever's watching.
No, but there'll be all UFC fights from you all. Like, what the fuck's this shit?
I know, yeah.
Doug will be like, it's not me.
Nice one.
Good
Cheers,
stuff.
dude.
Yeah, cheers, man. That was fun.